I came all the way to Sweetwater today just so that I could film some things for you all. Okay, that's kind of a lie, because I also wanted to come out to Sweetwater because it's really pretty out here. If you've never been here, it's got a creek, Sweetwater Creek. It's got sagebrush, pinyon pine. It's got all kinds of stuff. I came here today because I wanted to check out some of the cool features of the landscape here. Like I said, we've got a creek, we've got hills and mountains, we've got fields. I'm gonna do a couple hikes and see what I can find, and I'm gonna take some measurements of different things along the way. I thought that I will check out the different types of soil we have. It might be different where it's flat versus at an angle versus like up high or up low or near the creek or not. Stay tuned. All right, I brought my soil corer out here today so that I could take some samples of some different soils. I thought I'd start here in this grassy field and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna push this down into the ground as far as I can and we're gonna see what the soil looks like. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. All right, so I'm just gonna pull straight up and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so here's my soil sample from the grassy field. It's pretty consistent as far as I could get down. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before over in the field here in this sagebrush community, and we'll see if the soil profile is any different. All right, here's my soil profile for the sagebrush community. It's just a little bit darker than the soil profile for the field, but generally it looks pretty much the same. All right, I'm on the slope now of a pinyon juniper woodland. I've got lots of pinyon pine cones. We're gonna check out the soil here on this slope in a different type of forest and see if it's any different. Oh, it is a little different. All right, here is the soil sample for the pinyon juniper hillside. And the first thing that I notice about it is that it gets much lighter in color the deeper. So up here at the top, it's kind of dark colored. That's where all the pine needles and juniper needles and things are. And then it swiftly transitions into this lighter color brown as it goes down deeper. I'm up here in the pinyon juniper woods again, but this time at the top it's a little bit more level, so there's not any slope. So I'm gonna check where it's kind of flat here and see what type of soil core we get up here. So our soil sample of the pinyon juniper woods up on top of the mountain, you can see it's pretty different than the other ones as well. So we've got all this debris up at the very top where the pinyon needles were, and it's pretty dark brown right underneath that for a little bit, and then again it gets back to this lighter brown color a little bit deeper, and as far down as I could go there was a rock, so the soil is a little bit shallower, but it looks like there's a nice rich layer at the top of that dark brown color. All right, I thought I'd do one more soil sample down here by the creek, and hopefully we'll see if the soil's any different. I got a deeper soil sample this time. I was able to go farther in without hitting any rocks. And I'm not sure if you can really tell, but I can tell that the soil itself is darker than the other places we went. Like, it doesn't really change going from top to bottom, but it's pretty much a medium dark brown all the way down towards the bottom. If I were to summarize the soil profiles that I found earlier, I would say where it was lowest and where there were the fewest trees, the soil was lighter in color. As there got to be more trees, the top layer of the soil seemed to be getting darker. And then when I got to the very top of that hill and I was almost completely surrounded by trees, there was like a thicker, darker color at the top of the soil than anywhere else. For a couple of the places it was hard to get too deep because of the rocks underneath the soil, but in general, yes, that is a bee that's checking out my camera. Do you want to be part of the shot? Okay, anyways, most of them are kind of rocky and hard to get through. In fact, the only one that wasn't really hard to push down was the one by the creek, because that just sunk right down into the soil. And the soil was pretty much the same color, a little bit darker brown all the way down the whole way. So it looks like the soil was maybe richer and thicker, like deeper, down by the creek bed than it was like up on top of the mountain. So what did I learn today? It seems like water is a big factor in what changes the landscape, even here in mostly dry areas. The only water that's really here at Sweetwater is Sweetwater Creek. I know that plants need water to survive, and so if there's not a lot of water, there shouldn't be a lot of plants, but there were trees up on the top of the mountain and no water anywhere. So I assume maybe snow fell up there and stayed up there for a while. And then I noticed that there were different types of plants in different places, and that impacted what the soil looked like. So it seems that it all comes back to water affecting what the surface of the land looks like. If you all have found anything really cool near where you live, please let me know. Comment on this video or send an email to Walking Mountains, because I want to hear from you all. I'll see you next time.